What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Now, if you're anything like me and logged onto the internet yesterday to see Silver Surfer Easter egg and Spider-Man Far From Home flying all over the place, pun intended, then you were as confused as I was. I saw Spider-Man Far From Home twice. I even took notes the second time and don't remember any Silver Surfer Easter eggs. Well, there actually was one, and it was so out in the open that if you were looking intently for it, you might have missed it. That's how Marvel chooses to do it sometimes. Put the Easter eggs wide out in the open, so out in the open that you look right past them, and that's exactly what happened. When you couple that with all the news of the Fantastic Four ready to make their entrance in the MCU, it makes a lot of sense why Marvel Studios would go ahead and drop this Easter egg this late in the third phase, because they know it's coming right around the corner. We're going to break down exactly what was said to imply the Silver Surfer, what the Easter egg was. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros as well as a whole slew of other Marvel related stuff. All you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. I'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Now, to intentionally repeat myself, I started by saying if you're like me, you probably also thought that this was just the sword-based Easter egg spun a different way. That's what I half expected. Of course, Nick Fury was on the sword base at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home. That's our orbital base above Earth in order to take on the cosmic threats, leading right into what I considered to be a Silver Surfer Easter egg in a roundabout way. Of course, right, if we have an orbiting sword headquarters, then we're ready for cosmic threats, Silver Surfer being one of those threats. But that is not the case. This was not the Silver Surfer Easter egg that started to make its way around the internet, and as skeptical as I was, it actually holds a lot of weight. A lot of you will remember that right before the end of the third act, when Spider-Man is making his own suit and about to take on Mysterio for the last time, he's already discerned that because of Edith, both Mysterio and the rest of his team have all of their communications bugged, which means if they want to comms each other, they're not able to do so. That's why Happy has to let Nick Fury know via a code message that quote-unquote things aren't what they seem. And the exact message, as close as I can quote it, is Happy saying, Tony Stark was going through his belongings and found a surfboard that belonged to you. People over here say that Nick Fury isn't much of a surfer, but then Tony Stark said appearances can be deceiving. Then Nick Fury, who we now know is Talos, tells him to hang up and never call that number again, but then quickly prompts his wife to go up on the roof with a rocket launcher just in case, letting us, the audience, know instantly that even though he appeared confused on the phone, he actually got the message. Now, the mention of the surfboard more than once specifically is what people are taking to mean this Silver Surfer Easter egg. Now, I wouldn't have caught that the first time, and I'm guessing a lot of you didn't either. They could have said any single object in that coded message, but they chose to say surfboard, and that is literally my exact argument yesterday when I was arguing that Nick Fury had actually died during Winter Soldier. When they retconned his not eating diagonal bread during Captain Marvel, that was them saying, hey, look, we could have said anything in that spot. We could have literally given him any line, and we chose that one. In the same way, they could have used any object in the coded message from Happy to Nick Fury, and it would have worked the exact same way. He could have said skateboard, he could have said headphones, he could have used anything, but he used a surfboard. Now, the people over at Marvel Studios, and I say the people, namely Kevin Feige, are acutely aware of what it means to have inherited all of these Fox properties, and with the X-Men A being released so recently from Fox and B being put on the back burner now for at least a half a decade, that serves up the Fantastic Four as prime candidates to make their way into the MCU, if not by the end of the fourth phase, the beginning of the fifth. And like I said, Kevin Feige is acutely aware of all of the properties they've inherited, meaning when you use the words surfboard, you're expecting that your comic audience is going to connect that surfboard to one of your most iconic heroes who happens to use one as well. Now, there has been a ton of news about Fantastic Four casting rumors, Fantastic Four announcement rumors being tied to this Phase 4 slate, and like I said, with everybody knowing that the X-Men have been put on the back burner, there's no better franchise than to take the forefront, especially in this lull between Avengers 4 and assuming there's an Avengers 5 that could be a secret invasion. With the introduction of the Fantastic Four and this element, this side of Marvel Comics, all of the characters that are tied to the Fantastic Four now also take a prominent role in their release patterns, meaning Doctor Doom, Silver Surfer, and of course Galactus, even the Super Skrull. Characters that have been typically tied to the Fantastic Four may now find themselves in a position of expedition to their introduction to the MCU. Again, this is only contingent on the Fantastic Four's release. Now, we do know of a Doctor Doom solo script that has been in existence since its Fox days. The writer and director for Legion wrote his own script, and it seems as though this may be one of the only Fox properties that were developed over at Fox Studios and then even considered after the merger, as the rest of the properties were completely scrapped. But the Russos both came out and lobbied for it, as they know the director and wanted him to at least get a meeting with Kevin Feige. And I believe Kevin Feige is now on record during a couple of interviews as saying that meeting has happened or will happen. They'll at least review the script. If you guys aren't familiar with Legion, it's more of a formalist take. It's definitely a psychedelic trip. It would be awesome to see a Doctor Doom movie done in this way, but I'm not sure this is the style and the direction that Marvel Studios wants to take. Also, quick side note for you film buffs that care, every time Marvel Studios has tried to use a formalist director like Noah Hawley, the guy who wrote this script and who also directed Legion, it has not worked out and they've parted ways. Namely, Edgar Wright is the biggest name, a formalist director through and through, and they were not able to see eye to eye on Ant-Man. That actually led to him leaving the project. And it's also no secret that one of the main things that's made the Avengers franchise so popular is taking something as fantastic as comic book art and material and then forcing it through the keyhole of absolute realism. Again, if you're interested in this, there's an old video called Why Do Marvel Movies Look Kinda Ugly by Patrick Willems, and it explains the use of a desaturated color palette through the majority of the first three phases to again ground the realism in the storytelling. And there's also another great clip on YouTube right now. I don't exactly remember the channel, but all you have to do is search Civil War Recolored, where somebody went through and actually color corrected the battle scene so that all the colors on the superheroes' costumes are vibrant. It looks amazing. The reason they did this was for realism, and the reason this is important is we're about to branch out into the cosmic Marvel universe, where characters like Galactus that are literally larger than life, and or Silver Surfer, which could easily be done in a formalist take, something along the lines of Speed Racer, make the most sense for this material. Now, a lot of you will also be thrilled to know that right around Thor Ragnarok is when Marvel Studios switched over to a much more colorful camera, and that the color palette has definitely brightened up over these last three movies in the end of the Infinity Saga, namely Infinity War, Captain Marvel, Endgame, and even this new Spider-Man movie. Now, we have to wait to see here in a week or two when they announce what's coming in the fourth phase at San Diego Comic-Con, or even if they make us wait a month more until D23 in the end of August, whether the Fantastic Four or any of these crazy cosmic movies are going to make it on to the earliest parts or even any part of the Phase 4 slate. That's going to force them to really examine what they've been doing, but a lot of people would say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And in the case of Marvel Studios, not only is it not broke, they aren't either. They can really afford to do whatever they want to do. Again, no pun intended, no double entendre. They literally can afford to do whatever they want to do. The good news being, though, they have always looked for new and upcoming directors such as Taika Waititi, the guy who directed Thor Ragnarok. He was definitely not a mainstream producer or director by any means, but they felt free giving him the movie because they know he'd do a good job, even though he wouldn't have been the first pick by a lot of people in the quote-unquote Hollywood circles, and he did an excellent job. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies. You can count on Marvel Studios to press the boundaries when they need to, and given what we're in store for in this fourth phase as we expand into the Marvel Cosmic Universe with Doctor Strange's storylines intersecting with the Fantastic Four, the probability of the introduction of a full-on multiverse into the MCU, they're going to have to do just that. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with this being a Silver Surfer Easter egg, the fact that they just kept saying surfboard over and over and over again, and they could have used any object and or vehicle? Do you also think that this might be just a stretch by us, the fans, to try to find an Easter egg where there isn't one? Trust me, I'm as skeptical as the rest of you. Also, what do you think about all this Fantastic Four news, Doctor Doom, Galactus, Silver Surfer in the MCU? Are you as hyped as I am? And quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is at the 500,000 subscriber mark. We're also giving away another PlayStation 4 Pro over on my Spotify account, Allfires. All you have to do is follow the account. I've got a link down in the description and the comments below. If you have a Spotify account, great. If you don't, it's free to make one. All you need is an email. Follow the link over to my account, Allfires. Follow that account, play the song, screenshot it, then send that screenshot to everythingalwaysYT@gmail.com. I've also included that email down in the description and comments below. Far fewer people are going to jump through all these hoops than subbing here at the channel, and it's a great way of boosting your odds of winning a PlayStation 4 Pro. If you want to win the one here at the channel or any of the other prizes we announced throughout the summer, and trust me, we're going to be announcing a ton, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and the more videos that you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. My name's Michael Roman. This is Everything Always. Guys, thanks for checking out the channel, and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.